The plan is simple. It has been over 4 months since I trained properly, so I'm going to test my cardio and my strength and see how much fitness I've lost. By the summer, I aim to be back in peak condition, but it's going to be interesting to see how far from that I am right now. And at this stage, can I even remember where the gym is? Well, it wasn't down there. Going to be doing 10 tests or challenges, and many of these are things that I've done in the past, so I'm going to have a pretty good idea as to whether or not I have fallen behind. Going to break them down roughly into 5 that are cardio based. That'll be the next week's video. And today, 5 that are more strength and power based. It's been so long since I've been here, I can't remember the code to my padlock. Right, first one is something that I was pretty rubbish at before, so goodness knows how bad it's going to be now. As somebody 6'6" and way over 200 pounds, when it comes to the gym and the bench press in particular, I'm a pretty good runner. I have never been particularly strong relative to my size and only really tested my 1 rep max on the bench press once before a couple of years ago in this video. 80 goes up very, very easily. 90 is a bit more of a struggle, but it goes up, as does 95, just. Having done 95, I then try the 100 kilos. So 95 kilos will be needed to match my previous best, which on paper doesn't sound that much. And actually, when 70 went up this smoothly, I had images of discovering that my strength had hung around while I ate junk food for months on end. But then I try 80 kilos and realise that I may be now very close to my limit all of a sudden. There is no way on earth I'm going to get 90, so I hunt around for the smallest weights known to man and go for 85. And that is not happening. So bench press down from 95 kilos to 80. That's roughly 15% reduction. And at least it can't get any worse, you'd think. Pull-ups. If bench press demonstrated that I'm now weaker, this is going to demonstrate I am now also heavier. Even at my fittest, the combination of ridiculously long arms and a high body weight just combined to make pull-ups tough. I've never got more than 10, and typically when working out we'll do a few sets to failure, reps probably around 8 at best. Here, I warm up for a couple of reps with an elastic band and already can tell I'm not getting 8 or 7 or 6. So that's 1. That's 1 3/4, and there'll be no more reps today. That's about an 85% reduction in pull-up ability. At this point, I'm wondering why I even bothered to film any of this. My hope is that, much like a perhaps slightly larger person confidently wearing a bikini on the beach, I'll be told that I'm brave and inspirational for showcasing an aspect of me that some may regard as suboptimal. So just remember, people, in the comments, let's just be nice to one another. And if nothing else, I'm better than my wife. She is absolutely rubbish. At pull-ups, she's fine on the beach. So dips are next, and if you're now thinking the barrier to entry for a couple to become fitness YouTubers appears to be quite low, I know, isn't it? So these are interesting. I used to be better at them than pull-ups, despite it obviously being a body weight thing still. In fact, I used to add 5 or 10 kilos and still be able to get reps of 8. I would hit 10 with just body weight very easily. I've never tested it, but I'm going to estimate my previous maximum reps at a conservative 12. I'm calling that a not particularly solid 4, roughly a 65% reduction.
What was that?
Okay, got 2 more tests to do. Going to go and do those at home. Was going to do them here, but started getting recognised in the gym, and bearing in mind how embarrassing the whole thing was, I don't want to be here anymore. The gym this morning was horrible. I am genuinely quite surprised I was as useless as I was. I'm not sure if I am now left excited with the huge amount of work that is to come, or terrified about the huge amount of work that is to come. In case you're wondering why you're not doing squats and deadlifts, 2 reasons. Historically, never really did them. I've got no idea what my maximum squat would be ever. I did do deadlifts once to a 1 rep max. I think I got around 200 kilos, so close to 450 pounds maybe. But I didn't routinely do them, so I wouldn't know what I was testing against. The other issue is that Part of the reason I've been off for so long is my back has been an absolute nightmare. And if I do crazy heavy squats, crazy heavy deadlifts, my back will crumble into pieces. Right, what am I doing on the bike? I was going through my old videos looking for bike stuff I'd done in the past to work out what I could do on it for measuring my cardio fitness, which is coming in the next video. And while doing that, I came across a video that I made when I very first got the bike, where just for a bit of fun, I tried to see what maximum wattage I could hit, just for a fraction of a second. And I got over 1500 watts. 1523. I've got the target of 1500 watts done with zero cycling experience. I now have lots of cycling experience, relatively speaking, but zero fitness. What does that equal in wattage? Okay, gonna go for it. Recording on the Wahoo app. Do my shoes up. Oh, I can't get off it. Oh, for God's sakes. 1090. Okay. I don't know if I can go any faster than that. Go try for 1100 watts. That sucks. That sucks. 1086. It's worse. Do I think that might be, apart from the cycle ride I did around the velodrome, that didn't go very well. That's horrible, stupid, horrible. That might be the only thing I've done flat out in the last 4 months.
So maximum sprint down from 1523 to 1090. That's about a 30% reduction. I have to admit, I thought I might just have some sort of natural retained cycling ability that would burst through there, but I didn't.
500 meter, concept 2, row. It's going to take me, in theory, around 1.5 minutes. So it's the longest of all these challenges. In fact, it was almost one that I thought I'd stick in the next lot, the cardio stuff. But it does rely on being strong and powerful, that short 500 meter distance, in a way that some of the longer stuff that I'll be doing on here doesn't. I'm not a rower. I've never done a huge amount of rowing, but the rowing I have done, I've always been okay because I've been tall and fit. That's about it. Right now, I'm still tall.
So if you ever wondered what would happen if you took a one-trick pony and removed his ability to do that one trick, you're about to find out. I went back through my old videos and found me competing against my kid in a 500 meter row challenge from a couple of years ago. I may have gotten a bit quicker than that by last year, but the result then is good enough to use as a marker here. 1 minute, 24 seconds.
Got him. Oh, if you have any useful comments about my rowing technique, just type them into the comments of someone else's video.
My main concern here was wrecking my back. Actually, my main concern was looking useless. My secondary concern was wrecking my back. So I went out at around about a 139 split and held that for the first 100 meters. Felt okay, so picked it up for the second 100 meters to a 134 split. I then held that for the third 100 meters and then ran out of everything. Consequently, the fourth 100 meter was a 137 split and couldn't even hold it below 140 for the final thing. That was a 143 for that 100 meters. Gives me an overall time 1 minute 37 seconds for 500 meters, about 16% longer than my previous fastest time.
When I am eating all of that junk food for months, the burgers, it's mostly just burgers. You're telling yourself, as you sat on the sofa watching Netflix, that it is so pleasurable to be doing that any lost fitness that results from that behavior will be worth it. And then you get to this point and you measure that lost fitness and you realize, I mean, it's worth it. Their burgers are amazing. It's definitely worth it. But you do lose a lot of fitness. Cardio, gonna check that next. Next video.
Next video next week, unless you're watching this video in the future, in which case that video might have already happened, in which case it will be linked in the description. There is also a link there to our Patreon channel, and a huge thanks to all the people over there who allow us to make these videos the way we enjoy doing them, without stopping halfway through to flog you somebody else's stuff. And if you have any questions about how I intend to get my fitness back, then drop those in the comments section. And obviously, if you want to do nothing more than just tell me I am brave and inspiring, stick that down there as well. I'll probably assume you're being patronising, but put it anyway.